ever feel like trading is like as much about psychology as it is about numbers?
Oh, absolutely.
Today's deep dive takes us right into that fascinating intersection, right? With Cheds and his book was it Trading Wisdom, 50 Lessons Every Trader Should Know.
Yeah, and what makes Cheds like such a compelling guide for this is his background, right?
Right,
We're not
yeah.
just talking finance here.
Yeah.
He's got psychology in his corner, A&D, a history with poker.
Interesting.
Talk about understanding risk and reading your opponents.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, it's like he's taken the best of both worlds and applied it to the market.
Totally.
When I read about Ched's journey, like from struggling newbie to a CMP certified analyst,
Right.
it made me realize like he's been in our shoes,
Yeah.
He gets it.
And that's such a crucial point, isn't it?
Totally.
That relatability, I think, can make all the difference.
Yeah.
When you're trying to absorb wisdom from someone else.
Yeah.
Like Cheds doesn't just preach from some ivory tower.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
He's been there, made the mistakes, and then come out the other side with these hard-won lessons.
He did. He even says like his biggest losses were some of his best teachers.
Oh, absolutely.
Speaking of lessons,
Yeah.
let's dive into one that really resonated with me.
Okay.
Respect your funds.
Love it.
It sounds so simple,
Yeah,
but Cheds takes it way beyond setting stop-loss orders, doesn't he?
absolutely he does.
Right.
He talks about treating your capital, the money that you're putting into the market, with the same respect you'd give, like, I don't know, a prized possession.
Okay. Yeah.
Think about it. You wouldn't just hop behind the wheel of, like, a high-performance car without knowing how to drive it, right?
Ouch. That one hits close to home.
I know, right?
I've definitely made some impulsive trades in my early days that probably qualify as driving blindfolded.
Yeah. I've been there.
Yeah.
And that's where Ched's poker background really comes into play. He learned the hard way that you can't bluff your way to consistent wins in poker,
Right.
just like you can't in trading, right?
Right.
It's about patience. It's about discipline.
Yeah.
And it's about only taking calculated risks when the odds are really in your favor.
It's like that saying, it's not about timing the market, it's about time in the market.
Yes.
But staying patient is way harder than it sounds.
Ooh, tell me about it.
Especially with FOMO lurking around every corner.
Right. That fear of missing out.
Yeah.
It's like a siren song,
It is.
especially in today's, like, hyper-connected world, right?
Yes.
1 minute you're scrolling through your feed.
Yeah.
The next minute you're convinced you need to buy a stock because everyone else is talking about it.
Been there and done that. Got the t-shirt.
Right, exactly.
But Cheds has some pretty clever strategies for combating FOMO, like setting low ball bids.
I love that one.
It's like saying, okay, I'm interested in this stock, but only if I can get it at my price.
You're not chasing.
Yeah.
You're not getting caught up in that emotional frenzy.
Right.
And he's also a big advocate for, doing your analysis before the market even opens.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
That way you're not making decisions based on, like, the hype or the panic of the trading day.
So you're coming in with a clear head
Exactly.
and a predetermined plan.
100%.
It's like having a pre-game strategy for the market.
I love that analogy. It's not even just, like, the external pressures
Right.
that can, like, throw us off our game,
Yeah.
Cheds dives into some, like, surprisingly common emotional traps
Yeah.
that I bet a lot of listeners have, encountered in their own trading.
You're talking about stuff like feeling guilty for winning when your friends are losing, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like you're supposed to be part of some, like, shared misery club.
Yeah.
But then you make a good trade,
Right.
and suddenly you're the odd one out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Such a human reaction, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Cheds, with that psychology background of his,
Right.
he really breaks down how these, like, seemingly unrelated emotions,
Yeah.
guilt, overconfidence after a win,
Yeah.
constantly comparing ourselves to others,
Right.
can actually, like, sabotage our success in the market.
It's almost like we need a system for managing our emotions.
Yes.
Just as much as we need one for, like, managing our trades.
100%.
Right. Would you say that's part of what Cheds means by, like, developing a trader's mindset?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And one of the key aspects he emphasizes is something called contrarian thinking.
Oh.
It's that classic idea of, like, buy low, sell high.
Right.
But taken to another level,
Okay.
Cheds is all about buying the fear
Okay.
and selling the greed.
So when everyone else is panicking and hitting the sell button,
Yes.
that's when someone like Cheds is like, ooh, opportunity.
Exactly. He talks about those moments in the market where sentiment, basically, like the overall mood of investors
Right.
swings to these extremes.
Okay.
And that's where, like, a solid understanding of technical analysis comes in.
Yeah.
Which, lucky for us,
Yeah.
is another area where Cheds really shines.
Right. He doesn't just leave us hanging with these like high-level concepts. He gets into the nitty-gritty
He does.
of like candlestick patterns, Bollinger Bands, all those tools that help us like read the language of the charts.
Exactly.
Right.
And I appreciate that he doesn't just like throw a bunch of technical jargon around. He explains the WHY behind these indicators he uses. Like, he's a big fan of the OBV, the on-balance volume. Because it helps him like spot divergences between price action and actual buying or selling pressure.
It's like he's saying, hey, don't just blindly follow the crowd.
Exactly.
Look for clues that tell you what's really going on beneath the surface.
100%.
Right. And that's the beauty of technical analysis when it's done right.
Yes.
It's not about predicting the future.
Right.
It's about understanding the story that the market is telling us, like right now.
Yes. And maybe just as importantly, understanding our own reactions to that story. Because like we were just talking about all those emotional traps, like how do we avoid letting those reactions then lead us to make impulsive decision that we later regret.
Exactly.
Well, Cheds have this great analogy, actually. He talks about how, like, even with a solid trading plan, you can still get caught off guard.
Yeah.
It's like driving a car, he says.
Okay.
You need to know how to use the brakes.
Yeah.
As well as the gas pedal. Right.
So in trading terms, the brakes would be our what? Risk management strategies?
Exactly.
Like setting stop loss orders.
Precisely. Stop losses are like those predetermined points.
Yeah.
Where you say to yourself, like, okay, if this trade goes against me, this is where I'm getting out to limit my losses.
Right.
And Cheds actually goes into, like, different types of stop loss orders.
Okay.
Depending on your risk tolerance.
Okay.
And the specific trade setup,
So it's not like a one-size-fits-all approach.
Exactly.
You've got to find what works for you.
Yeah, 100%.
Your individual trading styles.
And that's where that, like, knowing yourself element comes in again.
Right.
Cheds stresses the importance of not just, like, blindly following someone else's rules,
Right.
but, like, understanding why those rules exist.
Right.
And how they apply to your situation.
Gotcha.
What works for one trader might not work for another.
Okay, so we've got our stop losses in place to, like, protect our downside.
Yeah.
But what about maximizing our gains when we're right?
Right.
Like, Cheds also talks about the importance of scaling in and out of trades.
It does. And this is where things can get, like, really interesting from a risk-reward perspective.
Okay.
Instead of, like, going all in on a trade at once.
Yeah.
Cheds advocates for gradually increasing your position size as the trade moves in your favor.
So you're letting your winners run
Yes.
while also like managing your risk if things turn against you.
You got it.
Interesting.
It's a way to potentially amplify your profits on those winning trades while still adhering to your overall risk management strategy.
Okay, I gotcha.
And speaking of strategy,
Cheds
doesn't just focus on like the technical aspects.
Right.
He's a big proponent of something he calls a trading journal.
Ah, the trading journal.
Right.
Every trader I know who's like consistently profitable seems to swear by them.
They do.
But I'll admit, like I've struggled with keeping one up consistently.
I get it.
Yeah.
It can feel like homework.
It does.
Especially when you're caught up in like the excitement of trading.
Yeah, yeah.
You're clicking the buttons. Totally, you're making trades.
Right.
You're seeing the profits hopefully rolling in.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Cheds emphasizes that a trading journal isn't just about tracking your wins and losses.
Okay.
It's about understanding your thought process behind each trade.
It's like journaling helps you uncover those blind spots in your trading.
Right.
Those patterns of behavior that might be costing you money without you even realizing it,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's about asking yourself, like those tough questions.
Right. Yeah.
Like, why did I enter this trade?
Right.
What was my emotional state at the time?
Yeah.
Did I follow my plan, or did I get caught up in the heat of the moment?
So it's a tool for self-awareness as much as it is for like tracking performance.
100%. Yeah.
No wonder Cheds calls it a path to trading wisdom.
Speaking of wisdom, as we kind of wrap up our deep dive into Ched's book here, what are like some of the key takeaways that stand out to you? What can our listeners like implement today to kind of up their trading game?
Well, I think for me, it goes beyond just like the technical aspects of trading. You know, those are certainly important.
Oh, of course.
What struck me most about Ched's approach is that emphasis on like self-awareness and emotional intelligence. You know, it's like he's saying, like, look, the markets are going to do what they do.
Right.
You can't control that.
You can't control the market.
Right. Yeah. But you can control how you react to it.
That's such a powerful point.
Right.
And it really gets to the heart of why, like, so many people struggle with trading.
Yeah.
Even if they have a good grasp of the technicals.
Right.
They haven't mastered the mental game.
They haven't mastered that mental game.
Right.
It's like trying to play poker with a world-class player.
Right.
When you're not even aware of your own tells.
Right. Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And Cheds, I think he reminds us that we are our own worst enemies in trading.
Often, yeah.
But the good news is we can also be our own best coaches.
Absolutely.
Right.
By understanding our risk tolerance, our emotional triggers, developing that disciplined mindset that Cheds talks about, we can make decisions from a place of like empowerment rather than, fear or greed.
Totally. It's like he's giving us the tools to build not just a trading system, but like a system for navigating the ups and downs of the market without losing our cool.
100%.
Right.
And that, I think, is the true essence of trading wisdom. Yeah. It's not about, getting rich quick or finding some magic formula. No. It's about developing a sustainable approach to trading that aligns with, who we are and what we want to achieve.
So the real trading edge isn't just knowledge, it's self-knowledge.
It just might be.
Right.
Yeah. Cheds has given our listeners a lot to think about when it comes to incorporating, his wisdom into their trading.
For sure.
But here's a final thought for you all to ponder. If you could only pick one lesson from trading wisdom to like really focus on for the next month, what would it be and why? How would you apply it to your own trading journey?
That is a fantastic question to reflect on.
It is.
As we kind of wrap up today's deep dive. Yeah. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the mind of Cheds.
Absolutely.
Until next time, happy trading, everyone. And remember, the most important trades you make are the ones you make with yourself.